120 pounds heavier than she, and she's also got her own issues mentally as it is. That's kind of why I'm attracted to her the way that I am, because she goes through similar situations, but not exactly. I don't know. It's close, but let me finish this up before my phone dies, because this has been the first time that I've been getting the chance to actually talk about this situation.
That's what it's here for.
When this was going down, we had just broken up about a year ago now. And I still hadn't understood entirely what was going on. I was talking with him and everything like that, but given everything else that was going on with the living environment that I was in, and how her and I approached everything else, with the life that we had been through, we had already been very jaded. We've already been very cynical and very, in my case, evil people. I'm not really, because I am, it's so weird to say, because I am the most anti-hero kind of person you could ever imagine. Like, I am an asshole that cares. I'm an asshole with a golden heart. But, like, when I am in the situations that I was in, where I had somebody trying to come between the woman that I love and my family as well, and then the rest of my family, I didn't know how to handle it. And I would find myself going to Frank, and that thing disguised itself as Frank and had started to take over. And I had never been in a situation where she, whatever it is, had actually gotten to that point of taking over. So I didn't know how to respond to it. So all anybody ever saw was anger, when in all actuality it was more confusion than anything else. Again, when that thing takes over, I am more animalistic than I am human, right? So how would you imagine a cornered animal to react? It'd lash out, it'd bite, it'd scratch, it'd fight. Absolutely. So in that situation, I didn't know what was going on. I didn't know who from who. I didn't know what from what. It got... fuck. It got so bad. Oh, God damn it. It got so bad one time to where I had started having this nightmare. And I want to say it's a nightmare because I thought I was falling asleep, but I had this vision where my ex's hair had started to grow and started strangling me. And she, the entire time, was crying about why I didn't save her, why I couldn't save her, why was I doing this to her, why was I treating her like this? And through the thing that I was having, I remember I tore out of her hair, and I ran to the kitchen, and then I turned around, and everything that I'd seen had just turned to nothing but blood. It was just, you were wading through a river of blood. The walls were just dripping like just piles of blood. And I had walked into my children's room with the butcher knife, and I'd seen what I thought were demons in their beds. And then I came to. I remember I came to standing in the doorway of my kids' room with a butcher knife in my hands. And I had no fucking idea. I thought I was still laying in bed having a nightmare.
Wow. So you actually were doing these things, but you didn't know because that thing took over.
To a degree. I was getting up and walking around and seeing everything that was happening. But I don't know. I do know when I was being choked by her hair, I couldn't move. In the vision, the thing, whatever I was having, the sleepwalk, whatever, I was standing up, but I couldn't move. I was paralyzed. I couldn't fucking move. And my phone's dying. I gotta go. My phone's dying. I gotta go. I'm sorry. My phone's dying.
Hey, man.
Love you, brother. Next week.
Wait, let's continue because I want to comment on what he just said.
Oh, we're going to continue. We're going to continue. And when you guys are off, I think maybe Josh will stay on and we'll continue the radio for next 40 minutes. And, but no, this is good. Like, I love this. Do the hashtag have hope. Go ahead and say what you had to say, but I designed that hat.
We can saying that, it reminds me about a lot of our fights where you say that I do things and I'm like, dude, you're fucking out of your mind. I did not do it. And that's also, they put me on a medication that blocks my sleep, my dreams, and my memory because I have night terrors and I act out on them. Like I said, I've been found with butcher knives. I've been found out in BFE, and they're all from my dreams. So now they have me on this medicine called Prazosin that completely blocks my dreams. I cannot remember dreaming. And it's because of shit like that. Huh, Michael?
Yeah, which also makes me worry, too, because they say if you don't dream, you drive yourself crazy. That dreams are necessary. So it's always been a worry of mine that...
I do have dreams, but I don't remember them, or I don't anything like that.
Okay, well, it's good as you define
dreams,
it.
But it doesn't come out, and I don't act on them or do anything.
Dago.
Yes.
Have you experimented with psychedelic drugs?
No, but we've talked about that.
Yeah, no, I never have, but we have talked about it. But I've also been really worried about it because I've heard it go extremely wrong in people that have issues like I do.
Well, what I would say is to microdose to start out with. But I think if like we were talking about how certain things have opposite effects for other people, if you are having hallucinations already, maybe. And I'm not a doctor or a psychologist or anything like that or a pharmacist, but maybe a hallucinogen would kind of make you not hallucinate. You know what I mean? It might bring you.
I don't know if I'm willing to take that chance because if it goes backwards, someone's going to get how my hallucinations already are and how bad they get. I don't know if I would be willing to try that out without having a group of people to supervise me, like a group of friends, something, and it would have to be where nobody else is doing it either. Because I'm really terrified that if it goes the opposite way instead of helping me, that I'm going to hurt myself or kill someone.
Yeah, that's where a guide comes in, and I can speak on this from personal. We lost JP, much love to him. Fucking, where it's helped me out. Like, it has reset my brain. And what I think Josh is speaking on is like the military and other people have done test runs on it, trials. And they say it helps reset the brain. Like, it's been over since the second Gulf War that they had tried MDMA on different, on soldiers and stuff, see if it reset their brain. And it was found to have positive effects for PTSD. And then also speaking from personal experience and I've only done psilocybin and MDMA and what do you call it? Fucking is a part of the peyote plant, mescaline. Okay, and it has always reset my brain. But you can't overdo stuff. You know what I mean? There's always a fine line on stuff. I've done way too much MDMA and mescaline in a month, and where I turned my head, it feels like my head's catching up to it. So I think if you overdo it, it's a negative effect. But if someone per se was do it maybe 2 times a year or something like that, it might actually be able to reset their brain and maybe keep some of these things away. But they also say too is without reconstructing your mind in the mind it works, which takes a lot of psychological work. It's like training for the Olympics for your mind, as it's been explained to us, to really help with a lot of PTSD and the things that it causes, which can be pseudo seizures, night terrors, developing schizophrenia, stuff like that. I mean, so there is benefits to what King Duke is saying, but on a personal level, I'm fucking scared shitless to do that with you and see how it would be with you. And 2, I don't think I can do it sober because I can't send anybody on it while I'm sober. So, I mean, kind of fucked right there.
Yeah, and that's why I said microdosing. And also, from personal experience, I think that you do want everybody on the same psychedelic trip because it makes you feel uncomfortable when tripping, actually. When you're tripping and somebody else isn't tripping, it makes you feel uncomfortable judging. I mean, it fucks up the energy.
Right.
Right, but I heard that if you have a trip and you're around someone that has a fucked up trip, it's gonna fuck your trip up even more.
But see, you always have in that group that one person that jumps ahead and says, that guides you through everything, that keeps things light, because there's always tricks to stuff. Like, going through a bad trip where someone said cop, everyone started freaking out for no fucking reason, and the homeboy said, I created water, which made him cry, which made everybody cry. We cried until we started laughing our asses off, and it corrected the negative effect.
Fucked up. I had a friend that actually died tripping out watching SpongeBob. He held his breath so long he fucking killed himself because he thought he was underwater with SpongeBob.
He didn't have a proper guide. That's all I can really say to that.
Yeah, I mean, I've done a lot of acid. I used to cook DMT. I've done a lot of mushrooms. I've done a lot of salvia. I'm very, very seasoned. I'm a seasoned vet when it comes to.
Well, you remember the epidemic with bath salts, right?
Yeah, I guess I did do some of those, but
not me.
I used to fucking bang that shit.
I'm too old.
With meth. I was mixing meth, heroin, bath salt with vodka and banging that shit. And that story's been verified, hasn't it, Michael?
It has been very verified, and it trips me out because I've done the whole heroin, meth, vodka mix before, and wow, don't do it. Just don't fucking shoot up, guys. Don't do dumb shit.
Y'all are way more hardcore than me.
Past experience stuff here. Past experience as a functional addict for a long time. Yeah, don't do all that shit. But it blows my mind to throw bath salt in there and shit. I'd probably be trying to eat my own wiener or something. I don't know. Honestly, it just blows me away she was able to do it.
From what I understand, I did something called Bliss, which some people were calling bath salts, and it was just like a weak ecstasy. It's like weak MDMA is kind of what it reminded me of. It didn't make me want to eat nobody's face. That's for damn sure.
That's that other stuff, though.
Like that. But I also only snorted it. I've never put a needle into my arm with anything. But that's just me. I'm just kind of like afraid to do that. I've never tried it.
Keep that fear.
My addiction was strong on somebody else.
Once,
My addiction was strong on somebody else. I was never able to hit myself. So anytime I got high, somebody else was doing it for me. So for 5.5 years, my addiction was solely strung on another person.
Wow.
Like, my addiction could have stopped a long time ago, but they would just not do it. But I had the argument, it stopped my voices.
Okay, so that's what I was going to get to. Back onto the mental awareness. Do you feel like doing those drugs added another personality, or do you feel like it took them away temporarily?
They took them away temporarily. I don't have anybody new that I haven't had since I was like 5 or 6.
Now, do you feel like? So do you remember?
Go ahead.
Do you remember any time before you had multiple personalities? Do you remember anything from there, or is it something that you've kind of always had?
My personality people have grown up in life with me. They have been there as long as I can remember. Like I said, when I was little, it got pushed off as imaginary friends. And they've always been there for as long. I don't ever remember a time that they were not a part of my life.
Man, that makes me feel like, because JP, when we were talking, he said, I said that, I asked him if he felt like him and Frank and his creature or whatever were all sharing the same body, but they were separate souls. So that makes me feel like, on a spiritual level, like that, there might be some, validity to that. So you feel like you've grown up with, you said 7 personalities, right?
Yeah. I have been legally, clinically diagnosed with 7 different personalities.
So do you agree with that statement that you're 7 separate souls sharing the same body?
Maybe to a degree. I don't really know how to really answer that because